The boy was quiet, clutching his boarding pass and looking for his seat, when a flight attendant narrowed her eyes and said, "You don't belong here." Moments later, she'd called airport police, claiming he was suspicious and possibly flying with a fake ticket. But what happened next silenced the entire plane. Because the officer who arrived wasn't just any cop, it was the teen's father, in full uniform, and what he said to the crew would change everything, exposing not just a mistake, but a profound injustice hidden in plain sight. 17-year-old Malik Jefferson had never flown alone before. His mother double-checked his ID, boarding pass, and suitcase before dropping him off at the airport. He was flying to Atlanta to visit his grandmother, a trip he'd been excited about for weeks. Please tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Malik wore a hoodie, jeans, and earbuds, like any other teen. But, as he stepped into the first-class cabin, his father had surprised him with the upgrade. The stairs started. A few passengers looked up, puzzled, but the flight attendant, Ms. Conway, stopped him in the aisle. "Excuse me, young man, you're in the wrong section." "No, ma'am," Malik replied calmly, showing his boarding pass. "1A." She took it, squinted, and muttered, "Wait here." Within minutes, she was on the intercom requesting security. Passengers murmured. Some rolled their eyes. Others looked at Malik as if he didn't belong. He didn't argue. He just stood quietly, heart pounding, hands trembling. Airport security radioed for backup when they couldn't verify anything wrong with Malik's documents. The boarding pass, ID, and ticket were all legit. Still, Ms. Conway insisted something was off. "He was loitering near the gate earlier," she added, though no one else confirmed that. Passengers watched uncomfortably. A few took out their phones. Malik stayed quiet, feeling the weight of invisible judgment. Then, 10 minutes later, another officer stepped onto the plane, this one not from airport security. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with polished boots, and a stern face. The badge on his chest read, "Sergeant David Jefferson, Police Department." "Malik?" he called out. "Dad!" Malik exhaled, his voice cracking. Gasps rippled through the cabin. The flight attendant's face went pale. Sergeant Jefferson stepped toward her. "You called the police on my son. Want to explain why?" I didn't know," she stammered. "Didn't know. What?" he cut in sharply. "That he was a kid traveling legally? Or that black teens don't need your permission to exist in first class?" The cabin was silent. Sergeant Jefferson addressed the passengers. "My son isn't a threat. He isn't a fraud. He's a good kid visiting his grandmother. But today, he's been treated like a criminal for no reason. And if I hadn't shown up in uniform, would any of you have stood up for him?" Ms. Conway tried to apologize, but the damage was done. "I'm filing a report," Sergeant Jefferson continued. "And believe me, it won't get buried." The airline crew tried to defuse the situation quietly, offering apologies and compensation. But it was too late. Phones had captured everything. Malik's face, hurt but calm, was already circulating online. The incident made national headlines. Flight attendant calls cops on black teen in first class. His dad is the cop who responds. Public outrage exploded. The airline formally apologized, suspended the flight attendant, and launched new bias training programs. Malik, though shaken, appeared in interviews with his father. He spoke softly but powerfully about how it felt to be judged by his skin, not his seat number. "Maybe people will start seeing us differently now," he said. But it shouldn't take a uniform to prove someone's worth. Sergeant Jefferson's words became a rallying cry online. My badge didn't give my son dignity. He already had it. You just refused to see it. And in homes, classrooms, and boardrooms, people started asking themselves, who do we protect? And who do we presume guilt? Because one boy's quiet pain and his father's loud truth had just woken up a country still learning how to see. If you enjoyed this story and thought it was provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.